Write About and Write Steps have come together to create CaptivationStation, a digital platform for the instruction and practice of 3rd through 5th grade writing and grammar. CaptivationStation offers daily Captivator videos based on every standards-based lesson in eWrite Steps, independent practice instructions for students, and a digital writing opportunity where students draft, revise, edit, post, publish, and share their writings. CaptivationStation is the answer for schools who are ready to step into the future and harness the power of blended learning. One of the most important aspects of CaptivationStation is that it provides you more time to step away from the front of the classroom and work one-on-one with individuals or with small groups. You are now free to move away from being the disseminator of the lesson to being a coach or mentor who is available to provide differentiated instruction throughout the writer's workshop. Another important aspect is that students have more time to write. They increase their writing stamina. They also have more time and opportunities to use the advanced features of Write About, to collaborate with other writers, and to publish to authentic audiences. CaptivationStation is a delivery system for the Write Steps curriculum. You can use it in several ways. Your choice will be determined by the availability of digital tools, your students' needs, and your comfort level. You may differentiate the delivery of the instructional videos. Captivators. You may show them to the group as a whole, as if you were teaching the lesson yourself. You may also show them to small groups in centers, ability groups, or table groups. Some of you will choose to have individual students watch on their own, allowing them to work and complete assignments independently and at their own pace. Many of you will choose to use a mixture of delivery methods, perhaps showing the videos in small groups or having students watch individually, but then on occasion pulling the students together to do a lesson whole group. You might do this when the lesson calls for students to score a student sample or when you want to stress a particular skill. You have other decisions to make also. You may have students do all of their writing digitally, or you may have students use a combination of digital and paper pencil writing. Students may stay together, working on the same assignment each day, or they may work at their own pace, moving ahead or going back as needed. I'm going to be using Chrome as my browser. CaptivationStation works with all browsers, but we recommend Chrome for the best user experience. Both students and teachers must always begin by logging in to writeabout.com. Let's begin by clicking on the top right corner to sign in. Then select Educator. Sign in with your username and password. You can also sign in from eWrite Steps right here on the unit page. It is important for you to notice Getting Started with CaptivationStation. Your students will have their own Getting Started with CaptivationStation on their homepage. Some of the explanations I give you in this CaptivationStation launch are also explained here in your Getting Started with CaptivationStation. So when you feel ready to review what we discuss in this video and learn even more, return to this section and check out any of the topics labeled with light green buttons for further directions. This is what you see when you click Get the Most out of Write About. You can explore these when you have the opportunity or feel the need for even more information. Before we take a look at what the students will be seeing in CaptivationStation, let me show you how to create their accounts. There are 4 ways for you to add your students. Click on Students at the top and choose Add Student. The process will walk you through adding your students and assigning their moderation settings. If you ever want to change these settings, click Students, Manage Students, and then you will be able to review student management settings. Other useful information that you will find in this section is the student activity. You can see posts, drafts, comments, and the last time they logged on. By clicking the Data Report button, you can see statistics about your class or individual student writing. Now let's look at CaptivationStation so I can show you how to move from unit to unit and day to day. Now I'm going to log in as a student. This lesson has one Captivator and one practice activity and 2 visual aids that the students will use. This lesson has 2 Captivators and 2 practice activities and 2 visual aids. The lessons are not all alike, but they are all made up of these parts. First, students watch the Captivator in Step 1. Notice that the students can pause and rewind the video if they want to. The students follow the steps. When ready, they move on to practice. They can listen to the instructions as they read them. The daily focus skills are also listed on the independent practice page to remind the students of the skills being emphasized. If the student needs to refer to a visual aid, they are right here for easy access. However, students should be told to open all of the visual aids before getting started with Step 2. This will ensure that they have all of the visual aid tabs open and ready to use as they need them. As they watch the Captivators and work their way through the practice pages, if they want to refer back to a video, instructions, or a visual aid while working on the independent practice, they can easily move from place to place by using these tabs. Visual aids open as a PDF in a new tab. You should make the copies available for students by downloading and printing the student visual aid packet found on eWriteSteps. The Student Visual Aid Download button is very convenient. You can print all of the visual aids for a unit and have them organized and easily accessible for your students. This is especially helpful if students are working at their own pace. Some documents in the visual aids section include links to YouTube videos and/or audio recordings being presented in the lesson. When a student is finished with a day, he or she can click the Mark Day Complete button. The day will turn from green to gray on the unit page. This makes it easier for students to pick up where they left off, and the completed days are recorded in the teacher's settings. When students are ready to do their daily writing, they will either begin a new piece or revisit an old piece. If students are asked to revise or edit an old piece, they click Drafts. Here, students can choose which piece they will edit or revise. They can also see which pieces have feedback waiting for them. By hovering the mouse over a draft, the student can choose to edit or read their piece. In order to start a new piece of writing, students will click Write a Post. Either way, they will be writing on a page that looks like this. Let's look at this page from top to bottom. Students may add a saved image here. Then they include a title. If the audio has been enabled on your student's browser settings, they may read and record their writing. This enhances the sharing of the piece and also helps students with editing and revising. They write here using any of these common tools. If students have added an image that is not their own, they provide attribution. Learning to give appropriate credit or cite the original source is an important digital citizenship skill. Student writing is automatically saved every 60 seconds. However, this is the section where students save their work as a draft or they publish their piece when they have completed their writing for the day. They can select their audience. You can learn more about each of the levels of privacy in Get the Most Out of Write About. But for now, it is important for you to realize that you have control through the moderation settings, which we will discuss in just a bit. While we are here on the writing interface, I'd like to point out a couple of tabs on the blue navigation bar at the top of the page. I'm going to select Ideas. There are thousands of ideas to stimulate students' imaginations when they are given the opportunity for free choice writing. You can customize or limit the selection of ideas for your students' free writing by selecting up to 8 ideas. Just click Pin. They will show up here on their home page. The Post tab will allow your students to see their classmates' writing if you have chosen to allow this option. You might want to access the Groups tab when you're ready to join or create specific writing communities within your classroom or school. Let's go back to your teacher homepage. See the posts awaiting moderation? You can go there to see specifically the student posts that are awaiting approval, but I'm going to select Posts because there I can access all student writing. You can now see pieces written by your class. In order to read your students' writing and give feedback, hover over a student writing piece and click Read Post. You can highlight a word or section and provide a suggestion. You can give oral feedback, or you can write a comment, which only the author will see. Notice Autumn's teacher left a positive comment, providing glows as well as grows. Comments regarding strengths and weaknesses is as important in your digital feedback as it is in your live conferencing feedback. Remember, the digital feedback is quick and it can be made in real time, but it does not reduce the importance of face-to-face conferencing. Now I want to be sure that you know some specifics that will help you register for and implement CaptivationStation. It is important to know that your school has a CaptivationStation account manager. This person is either your administrator or someone designated by your administrator. Your account manager activates your CaptivationStation account after you register on Write About and activates the students' accounts after you add their names and information. We suggest you register yourself and your students and then contact your manager to turn on access to CaptivationStation. However, you may choose to register yourself first and request access from the manager so that you can explore the platform before adding your students. You can request access for them at a later time. The manager can also monitor and stay informed about the activity in CaptivationStation. You and your students can log into Write About once your account is created, but you cannot see any of the CaptivationStation content until the manager turns on your access. You will need to find out who this person is and let him or her know when you are ready for activation. I want to give you a quick glance at Write Steps. You need the information here to effectively deliver the Write Steps lessons using CaptivationStation. If you know nothing about Write Steps, refer to your PD On Demand tab and watch the kickoff video. Remember the tools you have in Write Steps: Pre-Unit 1 documents, Captivators in Write Steps lessons, and Student Visual Aids download button for each unit. Although Write Steps is important, it is only for your use. Students never log into Write Steps. CaptivationStation covers all of the lesson steps that you see in Write Steps lessons except closure. You should find some time, at least a couple of days a week, to do some of these group formative assessment activities. Let's review and make sure you are ready to get started. You will go to writeabout.com and sign in. Next, you will add your students and assign their moderation settings. Then you will ask your account manager to activate the accounts. Don't forget the final step to take before you and your students can actually begin using CaptivationStation. Notify the designated account manager that you are ready to have the Captivation Station accounts activated. This is very important. Now let's go back to the Getting Started pages, just to be sure you know where to go to have questions answered and procedures explained. These pages can always be found when you log in or by returning to the home page. They tell you the basics of Captivation Station, how the students receive the lessons and assignment instructions, where the students write, how they save their writing, where you find it, and how you comment and give feedback. Each section in Getting Started with Captivation Station has screenshots and user-friendly directions. Captivation Station will revolutionize writing and grammar instruction and prepare students for a lifetime of confident writing. Your Right Steps team can help you learn the specifics of Captivation Station. Contact Arlene at RightStepsWriting.com to schedule professional development or to discuss the School Success Professional Development Package for Captivation Station.